Hello. How y'all doing? It's me, Zacchaeus. I want to know that, have y'all, I would ask this question, and, I know about the people in the African-American community talking trash about Lil Kim, bleaching, whatever, but why are white folks upset about this? And this is not only the white folks who are liberals, but these are white folks who are racist. Not all considered are racist, but you know the ones who are. Talking about be yourself, but they play into white supremacy. They own companies where they put white images on television screens, and the media, and they're telling someone like Lil Kim. I want to ask you this question: can y'all shut the fuck up about that? You the one that's part of the problem too. You can't sit here and blame the victim of racism if they did something to themselves, but you played along with it. And the reason why I'm saying this, I'm gonna use a different I'm going a different direction on this. You cannot, I cannot relate to a pure white person, but some of their similarities, because I do have white ancestry, because we do have white culture. African American culture is not African culture. We do not speak Yoruba and all that, in Igbo and all that. We speak English. Everything, the elements was under a subculture, under a white Anglo-Saxon, sometimes Protestant culture in America. Because not all of us are probably not Protestant. So, but you know what I'm saying. So, I have to say this. This is getting on my nerves. Alright, so you cannot relate to someone of color unless you do have something in you that's not white and you're passing and you don't want to come out the closet. But many of you have 100% white, and I mean white, I ain't talking about I'm part Irish, part English. I'm talking about, well, that's white too. But I'm not talking about when I say mixed, people say, well, I'm part Irish. No, those are ethnicities in white European continent. I'm talking about something outside of that, like Africa, Asia, Native American, and even Latino is a mix. It's not really a race, but it's it's not too much a white culture. What I'm saying is because white people, Latino people are mostly mixed, okay? That's why. They're not people. That's why they have racism against them by white folks, okay? Donald Trump would not be putting a wall by Mexico, okay? Let's be real. If it was Canada, he ain't talking about Canada, okay? And Canada have a lot of white people. You know, and the American people there, and mixed, métis. Métis is like French Canadian, Native American mixture, whatever, but still, a lot of white folks run, especially Anglo white people, Anglo-Saxon white people run Canada, and yeah, they even don't like each other. French Canadians and Anglo-Saxon English. You know, I'm a mixture of French English. Besides Irish in my family tree, that's how I know. In Louisiana, that's why the Acadians, which is the French Canadians, came to Louisiana because they're beef from each other. But anyway, subject. All right, let me explain the reason why I'm going a different direction. Recently, when I donated plasma, there's some drama at the plasma place, which I'm not going to detail that. I was already upset, Sarah. I went to Family Dollar around the area, bought me some stuff, and an older white man who's older than my father, and he was poor, he came with a bag and everything. You could tell he was homeless, whatever. He was dirty, no offense. And he was talking to us every time the bus come, and the bus was late. So while we waited on the bus, this man whispered in my ear and said, if you got $10 on you, I got some pack of weed. I have never smoked that nasty smelly stuff. Even in this area, I hate it when folks smoke that shit. I never done drugs. Okay? Never done illegal drugs. Only thing I can say that I have tried to do that was, you consider illegal, was inhalants when I was dealing with depression and suicide at 14 years old, which was the glue, the rubber cement. Yeah, that's the only time I tried, okay? But I never done go out and go get some illegal drugs, though I'll be dead or probably part of the prison system for slavery, okay? Because y'all know about the 13th Amendment, okay? So I got mad. I'm already mad at what happened at the blood plasma place. Why am I be mad? I'm mad at it. And he said, I saw the contrition in him, sorry for that. He was really sorry for what he did, but I had to let him know. He said, man, I told you, and I went on and on, but let me let you know, it's a history of that. And I'm letting you know, you can't relate to a person of color, especially when you live with white privilege, okay? I can't get white privilege, but it's similarity, like light skin. I'm not too light skin, I'm caramel. But someone who like Akon, I get more privilege than someone who like Akon. You know what I'm saying? Because that mixed DNA, you know what I'm saying? Get my point? Okay. Even though those who are mixed who look like Akon, you know what I'm saying? Their favoritism, their colors and all that stuff, because it plays along with it. It is part of white supremacy as well. That's why the Afro-Latino did. That's why the light skin privilege or lighter skin privilege, whatever, it happens in the Latino community. It happens a lot, and not only in the Caribbean accent, Mexican community as well. Okay, a whole other subject. Okay, the Latino community in Caribbean, but also the Mexico and other in Central America as well. Okay, what happened was when I was 19 years old, I was going to my mother's side of the family. My mother went to her great aunts to fix some fish for my brother, or either it was during Christmas time, because usually they gave me a ride home to go to the east side while I reached stay on my paternal grandparents' side when I was staying with them. And I'm 19 years old. I just came from work. I used to work at Alice Phone. I talk about the meet I get in this Lupe. Yeah, I used to work at Alice Phone on South Main. I'm riding a 56 bus in the Greenspoint area. It's nighttime, so it had to be before, after, or during Christmas. One of those doggone things, okay? Either springtime 99 or Christmas. So I was 21 at the time. It was somewhere in 99. And so, no, it was, hold up. It was 2000. Sure was. Because I was selling fire extinguishers. So it wasn't new. So, it was because it was a couple of times when my great aunts lived in Greenspoint. So it was back when I was selling fire extinguishers in 2000. I was 20 years old. Let me correct that. What happened was, after I left and showed them the fire extinguisher, how it works, and to my family, trying to sell it to them, and they didn't buy it, and I rode the bus to go back to the east side, go downtown. A white man, old white man, was poor, homeless, 9-10, was on the bus, and he said, "Can I ask you a question?" And I thought he was one of them dudes trying to flirt with me because I act feminine. Dudes from the I'm serious, of all colors. I've been flirted on by the macho men who think that's, whatever. So I get tired of people saying that being feminine is gay when you have these macho men trying to help. I'm like, what the heck? What is it? And so we want to talk about, and I'm like, I'm about to get ugly. He said he put out a crack pipe, and I said, dude, I don't sell dope. I never forget when I used to work at the welfare office through the Tim agency in 2009. Like, it was after Hurricane Ike in 2008. And during summer 2009, before I turned 30, like the month before I turned 30, I had missed the bus. And I live in a community, a town that's next to Houston, and the other side is like the hood, ghetto. Where we lived, it was more privileged. I say not privileged, but it was more middle class. You know what I'm saying? Like a suburban, like a acclimated in suburbia. Okay, it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And the older folks who ran that community since the 60s and stuff, they ran that community. You know what I'm saying? And so when I crossed that, that border between that town and Houston, there's a street where it's been like the hood sister said. My uncle would tell me that to this day. He used to hang out. My grandma used to whip him from that, hang around that area back in the 60s when they moved down there in the 70s, because he, until he got grown. Okay, and it's been like the ghetto since then. And so and that's where the Houston bus go by. Okay. The Metro bus. And so it's 7 o'clock, and I gotta be there at 6, to be at 8 o'clock. So it's around by that time. I missed the bus. I had to call Yellow Cab. So I had to be at a residence or at a business. And across there, it's a 18-wheel trucking business there that some of my brothers in the neighborhood started to own. And they had their own business as truck drivers. And so they actually lived in the place. I'm across from the bus stop trying to wait for Yellow Cab. And it is very true that brothers who sell dope there, not at the business, but in that area, be at 5 o'clock in the morning with my grandfather when he used to work at S4, and be at 7 o'clock in the morning. I said, what these? And my grandfather was a dark skin. He didn't claim his Creole hair, but his hair was, he interchangeable. I'm not trying to tell his business, he deceased. He did use the word honky and use the word nigga back and forth, okay? So he saw these brothers and said, what these niggas down here doing? It's real. That's why I hate the word nigga. Because when we get into an argument, it would come out, even though he taught me not to say it. And we was getting, I'm sorry, I didn't care about him being old and grandfather. I used to get very disrespectful and talk about, dude, I'm louder than you, I'm not better than you, but don't be calling me no nigga. Yes, I was telling him that. So, because I felt, you trying to tell me this and that about black, this and that, but you discredit blackness when you call me a nigga. So, when he said, what these niggas doing at 5 o'clock in the morning, and, you know what I'm saying, not doing no, you know what I'm saying, he would get very angry. So, what happened is the brothers do at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock be selling rock, knowing they're so stupid that the police can come in and pick them up, even a person undercover. So while I'm waiting to catch the Yellow Cab, because I had to be in the business or residence, and they took forever to come that morning, here come a white man in a car driving by, like I thought he was gonna ask for directions. He said, "Sir, do you have some crack?" I said, "I don't sell no dope." He, you know what I'm saying? So, and I never forget, in 2013, I'm at West University, and I sometimes go visit different parishes doing their masses, especially they have an evening mass. So, since I visit my mom's side of family in 2013, I go to mass, Christmas mass on 5 o'clock. There's a lead last. I didn't go to one on. I used to go Christmas Eve. I don't, it's required for us. I'm not a perfect kind of Christian, and I'm a convert, by the way. But it's required for us to go to mass on Christmas Eve, whatever. That's, celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Well, I'm there and I was late, and it was full and packed. And you can tell this chick, I'm sorry, I ain't perfect, but you can tell this young white woman, do not go to church. This white woman gonna ask me in church before the mass had ended, you had some weed on you, her white male friend. They were both young and dumb. I didn't want to get ugly in the church or house of Lord. Doggone way I was trying not to be blasphemous on God's property. I would want to get ugly, say I didn't want to get found all these white folks, and it would be Asian, black folks, all types, because when we say Catholic, it means universal. That's why the word Catholic is a Greek word meaning katholikos, universal, because Jesus said preach all nations. That's why we're called that. Okay, so that's why that's why we all over. We be in population compared to other Christians who are Protestant. Okay, we're being population all over the globe. So what happened was, I'm sorry, Lord, forgive me. I wanted to get ugly in the church house, but I'm like, no, I let it go. So here we go. Here's 2016. I'm mad what happened to blood plasma place, because I got blamed for something over some doggone drama that happened there, and even though the mistake I did, even you as a scapegoat, I'm already pissed at them. I don't want to talk to nobody, because I used to go very social and energetic, and they used it against me because me and the young chick, the Latino chick that I didn't get along with, who hated my guts, and I don't like her either. We got into it. And I got tired of her ugly attitude all these 2 years. I'm bipolar, okay? So instead of them correcting her problem, they try to correct my problem. And I told her, I said, excuse me, I had no problem coming here, but when she started acting fool, I got tired of it. I am bipolar, okay? It's on my record, okay? Not criminal record, but mental record, okay? So what happened was, when I'm already mad, I don't feel like talking about it. I'm mad at the whole world. I go to family, all the people, they know that. They say, dang, he not talking to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I buy some paper towels with my blood plasma money. And here this old white man going to ask me for some doggone $10 to buy some weed that I don't even do or smoke or either sell. And prior to that, I got ugly, and that's why he didn't understand. And while he's man, I told you I'm sorry. Okay, he kept telling me that, and the reason why, because I kept going on, because all those things, being asked, they had weed on them. Being asked that I did it. Even a Latino guy one time asked me, and I've been asked by people called Latino and brothers, even an old school brother, a jury girl back in 2001, who worked at an apartment location, security officer. I thought he was a police officer, he's a security. And I asked him about the apartments, because I was trying to get out of my family house, because I got tired of living with my family. And next thing he gonna ask me to have some weed. I said, brother, I don't smoke no doggone weed. Because I was young, but when a white person does it, it's like, well, we nothing but thugs, and you know what I'm saying, that stereotype, you know what I'm saying, like I told him, I said, what if I say you support a Ku Klux Klan, you get offended, right? Well, same thing, I don't do, I said, I'm not with these jigaboo brothers, and I call them jigaboo brothers because they make us look stupid. That's why I get mad. I harp on, but there was a female version, Thomas Sotomayor, like our dog, I'm sorry, I would not get offended if she bashed brothers, because a lot of, I'm not saying all of us, but why I'm the out of the norm, I don't call myself the N-word. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. And I have no problem being an individual person. But why? And it's based on, I don't buy into those negative stereotypes. And it's sad. And we should be outnumbered. It should be reversed. You know what I'm saying? If we want to make a change. So, that's why. And I'm glad to reach by the reason why it has to do with Lil Kim bleaching her skin. Because like I told the white dude, I said, you don't know what it's like to be a person of color. And I said, when I told him, I'm not racist. To white people, I got your DNA in me. I said, I'm mixed with French, Irish, and English, besides black and Native American. And I said, excuse me, and I said, I know my history. And I said, I'm not trying to be the slave of the prison system. I know the 13 men died in slavery from that part. And he said, yeah, and he's shocked that I know all this stuff. That's why I talk about these issues. I'm not gonna be asleep and something happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's why They cannot understand what it's like to be a person of color. I mean, they have to be a Rachel Dolezal to understand. At least she played the role and fooled people, and she understand what it's like to be a person of color by doing all that type of stuff that she did. Okay, and, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what it's like. You know, we know about your culture, we know about your lifestyle, because besides us, many of us people of color, especially African American people and Latinos, and some Asian like Filipinos, and the American people who anyway, because we know, you know what I'm saying, we don't know what it's like to be as me walking as a white person looking like that. No, but with the experience and everything, we see it, we hear it, and then we hear from family members, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then we have the colorism. I don't look white, but you put someone like Akon and Lil Wayne around me, I get a different. They get a different approach compared to I do. I don't look like, you know, no Elder Boy. Of course, Elder Boy might get more attention than I do, but you know what I'm saying? It's that variation of that. You know what I'm saying? Because of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why that I make me saying this. And y'all cannot, especially conservative ones who are racist like the Fox News, you can't even debate about this because you don't want to play the role of that white supremacy and put an image. Because why you only put, all the time you put people of color is negative stereotypes. And this, and also the liberal. One thing I don't like Stacey Dash. Black skin Stacey Dash, you know, I love black skin women, but I don't like Stacey Dash since she come out and say all these things over these years. Y'all see my videos, but she made a point about the white, the Oscars being so white. She said, why the liberal white people who voted for Obama, they the one who's making this stuff about, and she was right. Many of them people in Hollywood are liberals. I'm a liberal, okay? Not because I want to be in Hollywood. You know, I feed into the culture. I'm not one of those brothers who want to be old school all the way. You know what I'm saying? And vote liberal. I'm sorry. I might have some old school things on my choice. But a majority, if you see my videos, I'm very liberal. I live in Texas for God's sake, and I hate living here because of that. So, you know what I'm saying? But they sit here are picking white roles. And the only time they hear stereotypical racist roles for minorities. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the reason why that I'm making this video, because y'all play into it. If Lil Kim if you put more people of color, and I ain't talking about those in minority who have lighter skin, you put more dark skinned folks in those, you know what I'm saying, people who look more extremely ethnic in on camera, and you know, blur the lines a little bit. I mean, you know, to mix it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If you felt that someone was being insecure or hating themselves because of that situation, you would actually preach what you say. But when you tell somebody to love themselves, it's hard to say that to a person who's being oppressed if they have to deal with this bullshit all the time. You don't know what it's like to be a person of color, so shut the fuck up about being a person of color and tell some person of color, because you don't want to play a role in it. You talking about Michael Jackson? Well, I mean, if Michael Jackson came out looking like that, okay, y'all have a different approach. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let y'all know this chapter shut the fuck up, and I mentioned about this because we gotta deal with people asking us we have weed. And speaking of that, I told everybody got mad. Why I said see the reason I'm mad, because after you just asked that question, here come HPD. Oh, you know, some minority cops. What if I did buy some weed with $10? Okay, and they saw that getting it from you, they 19 gonna arrest me more than them arrest you. They let you 19 get slapped on the wrist. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why. Okay? And I just get, it irks me when I see white folks making comments about this, especially when they have control of the media, where they have the power to diversify their message. But they refuse to. They play white supremacy game, but at the same time play the blame the victim game when they're the one victimizing and being part of the problem. You don't want to put a bunch of culturalism in there. You feel tender. You think about the culture. You even say, besides black nationalists say this bullshit when they ain't pure black. You hear white racist people saying about the culture is self-hate. They don't want to came out with that situation. Did you know that? Because they want everything to be white. Everybody got Donald Trump. They want white America again. That's the whole reason why Donald Trump is trying to get more votes. And one thing that Donald Trump is smart on, he don't have to get nobody to buy him his campaign. You know what I'm saying? The reason why, for example, and that's one thing I'm very concerned, and y'all don't knock me down, y'all call me out, because you can't say about the gay marriage thing. I do believe that a marriage between a man and a woman, that's the purpose of having sex. I don't believe in homosexual sex or fornication, which is straight people having sex outside of marriage. I'm not I'm not perfect on anything when it comes to, spirit and religion. But if I had to say what's true and what's right, I cannot agree with that and say that's okay, morally okay. I believe sex between a man and a woman that's married, not threesomes and baby daddies, baby mamas, and all the other stuff. Extramarital, now adultery as well. Even sleeping with kids, all that stuff. I don't believe that either. I mean, come on, you're grown. Get somebody your age, and better if you want to do it more rate, get somebody your age that's married and get married and do this, the opposite and get married to. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the penis of vagina supposed to, ain't supposed to go on, ain't on all other stuff, okay? So, what happened, no dildo and fingering and come on, y'all. I mean, just not being, y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? So, what happened is that you had Obama who allowed gay marriage to be legal last year. And people who very concerned about that in the minority community was upset. Folks didn't show that part. But the many pastors, whether it be pastor, priest, whatever, in these communities of color, who got upset about this situation. So, but you're supposed to understand. See, the reason why he let that happen, the LGBT community bought him. They funded his campaign. He had to make it legal since they gave him the money. If he don't, it's going to be hell to pay. I ain't talking about spiritual hell. I'm talking about them getting upset about that. If I gave some money to somebody who can do a job, they don't do it the way I'm supposed to, just like an employer. If I go to work, which is they call me to work, and I come there, they say, Zach, come to work at 1 o'clock, and I come at 3. Of course, I said, excuse me, I'm paying you. You're supposed to come on time. That's exactly what it is. Okay? The reason why the abortion system is so legal is because, first understand, a Republican, Richard Nixon made it legal because he wanted to get rid of black barristers. Let's be honest with you, okay? But it's no Democrat, okay? That's why he hit the war on drugs and all the other stuff. The Fox News person who knew him, the only they all, thank you, all consumes together. The CIA in charge doing it in the 80s when Reagan was the president was Bush. Yes. Who brought the cocaine? Yes. Okay, it's going in detail there, but y'all should know if you do your research. And what happened was, okay, he made it legal. Okay, and some liberal people who were not, like the Clintons, who are not truthful people of African American and anybody of color, they just play a role, pretending to be, or saying Marcus Sanders was a role model because they get rid of us in the womb. And you have folks who infiltrate the Democrat Party, and like Jesse Jackson sold out. Jesse Jackson was not for abortion in the 60s. He actually went against, he almost aborted himself. Folks know the story behind Jesse Jackson's dad was a mulatto, a high young mulatto man. And his mother was on the problem of my complexion, mixed with Native American. Maybe got some white, okay, because he always mentioned the black Native American part of him, but he don't mention his dad being white. And what it was, she had an affair with that mulatto high yellow brother in the community who was making all that money, okay, and in the segregation days, okay. And he wanted her to abort the child because, the extramarital affair, whatever. And so, since he know about that story, he did not want the abortion to be advocated because he almost was aborted. Because back then they didn't have to go back to the room and kill you, okay? They didn't have to do no Planned Parenthood. So, he in the 60s, when he was fighting with Martin King and stuff, he was against abortion. But when he tried to run for presidency, when he tried to become a community, they bought him. The Planned Parenthood said, hey, we'll fund your campaign if you support. And he sold out. Okay? Same thing with Obama. Planned Parenthood bought him. That's why we still have abortion. You know what I'm saying? So, and they infiltrated the Democrat Party by saying it was a woman's right. The woman who fought in Roe versus Wade is actually, I think she died. She changed her life around and she started to be more spiritual, religious and stuff, and she regret that decision. And the story behind that was because, besides that, Margaret Sanger was eugenics. She was trying to get rid of African American people in the womb. Before they had abortion, it was birth control. See, and that's one thing I'm a Catholic Christian, I know this. No Christian group, whether it be Protestant or Catholic back in the day, was for contraceptions or abortion. Did you know that? Until the Episcopal Church or the Anglican Church, one of the two, said, well, we can't find this in our interpretation of the Bible, their interpretation, so we're going to say it's okay. So what happened was, all the other Protestant denominations went along with, including some evangelicals, okay? And So that's what became. Remember, it's a Protestant country. This is not a Catholic country like Mexico or Haiti, the American. This is American. This is a white English. That's a Protestant country, male dominant country in America. That's what the founding fathers were. Okay, so they go by their own personal interpretation of the Bible that Saint Peter was against in his second letter. Okay, so read the scripture. I know. So that's the purpose. I know this. Okay, so I ain't perfect, but I read the scripture. Okay. So, that's why. So, that's why I don't believe in processes, because of those verses he said. Personal attention, what I'm saying? People that store scripture, thank you. So, that's why what happened was, they go by their own interpretation. Because I forgot who was I can't pronounce the Hebrew name. He was the man, and that's why we don't believe in contraception or abortion, because it's murder, kill somebody, and to stop birth due to sexual intercourse. Because sex is supposed to be by God. Love marital sex so much because it's to produce life on this earth. You get my point? To produce life. Ain't about having threesomes. All that's against them. Outside of marriage. You know what I'm saying? All that baby daddy, the homeless sex. Okay? That's why I don't have sex with men. I don't have sex with them because of that. People think it because I'm feeling them. I said earlier in my video, if I got dudes talking like this trying to hit on me, what we got, now they download stuff, y'all shocked about that? I wasn't, because dudes came in talking like this. I'm like, dude, I ain't trying to have sex with you. And I've been criticized and called all type of faggots by these dudes because I don't want to have sex with them, okay? So, what happened is, when I saw, you know what I'm saying? So, that's what the purpose of sex was marital sex. So, when Marcus Sattler, remember, they was trying to get rid of the slaves, because remember, slavery was the corporation we have today benefit from slavery. Okay? You know what I'm saying? They benefit from slavery. And a lot of folks don't understand that they lost money after the Civil War. That was more about, besides the slaves being free, they lost money because people working for free. You know what I'm saying? Enforced labor. So many slaves were uneducated. You know what I'm saying? That's why they put in our heads to go to school. They was strict about speaking proper, not speaking Ebonics. That's the new generation now. They was strict about speaking proper English and going to school. That's why my grandma put it in my head, even though I hate her how she to go to school, to be educated. That's why they didn't want the slaves to be educated, because they get out the plantation, okay? They didn't want to know to read or write, none of that stuff, because they don't know how to get out the plantation. They want to be dumb, call them nigga, because the word nigga means ignorant, and keep them that way so they can remember. One thing folks understand, Isaiah 6:4 says, people lack of knowledge, people ruin for lack of knowledge, okay? So, if you don't have no knowledge, you're going to be ruined. They're like these dudes that call themselves niggas and paying, sagging, acting a fool and going to criminals and things, smoking weed. They ruin themselves. Besides white people doing it and being racist, they ruin themselves on their own as well. It takes two to tango in this situation, okay? So, what happened is that, so they had to find some way to, first they was outspoken about getting rid of the people of African descent, mixed, pure, whatever. But later on, they try to use different terminologies to change it to trick people, and feeble and all the other stuff. And Marcus Sattler, remember, her family was Irish Catholic. Marcus Sattler's mother was, and she was against abortion. Marcus Sattler did not like her views. Marcus Sattler's father was an atheist, and he believed in abortion himself, and she was a racist, okay? She had meetings with the Ku Klux Klan. She also talked to people in Nazi Germany. The same eugenics they used against the Jews and the black people, people who are part black, the part Jew. It wasn't just people who are Jews in the Holocaust. Folks understand Holocaust affected us, people Africans. You have Afro mixed race Germans there. You had people always talk about Pope Pius was for no, he was not for the neo-Nazi people. Pope Pius actually helped Jews escape Nazi Germany and had them pretend to be Catholic in Rome when the Nazis came there trying to get them. Okay? Folks don't know that secret. Catholics were killed in Nazi Germany. Jehovah's Witnesses were killed. Gay people, gypsies. It wasn't just white Jewish people who were killed. Okay? Hitler, yes, he was raised a Catholic, but he renounced his faith. He hated his faith because He was, our faith, that's why I'm not a racist, teaches us to love all people. And even though there are people in the church who don't practice that, forget them sinners. I'm going to go along with what God tells me to do. Even though I'm not perfect, and I know y'all see my imperfection on this video and other thing, but I'm not going to say I hate nobody because based on their color skin. I mean, yes, I know I say that I don't like my enemies, whatever. That's on my own. And yes, my dad taught me that, who's a atheist, okay? Yeah, I had to get a lot of him out of me. But anyway, point is, you know what I'm saying? So, my point is that he renounced his faith, and he hated it. And he killed the Catholics in Nazi Germany. Hitler did that. And when they tried to get the Jews, Pius helped those Jews go into the churches in Rome to, pretend to be Catholic. So the Nazi people were not trying to get them. And a lot of them Jews on their own chose to convert. One of them that said, I feel like a fulfilled Jew when they converted to Catholicism. I forgot who it was that said that because I read it. I read a lot of stuff. During 2000, the early 2000s, I learned a lot of stuff that was not taught in school and not even taught in my own parents. You know what I'm saying? So I did a lot of research. A lot of folks think that Pope Pius, no, he was not for the Nazi. It's a Jewish man who actually has ties to the Catholic League, who wrote a book about that, who thought the same thing, found out the opposite. And folks don't know that. Okay? Pope Pius helped those Jews, smuggle the Jews away from Nazi Germany. And folks understand Hitler killed a lot of Catholics in Nazi Germany. Yes, he did. Besides white Jewish people, there were Afro mixed German people, black folks who were there in Germany. You had gypsies. They hated Jews because gypsies, the people that call gypsies, and now I heard this is a derogatory term. Now, they were from India. They, they went over, like Normans. They went to the different places and folks in their life because they were darker skinned. You know what I'm saying? The Gypsy Kings from Spain will tell you that in their story. They say, yeah, we were like the black people of Spain. You know what I'm saying? The people was called, and I know white, well, he'll keep me from calling white. A man that said, I'm a gypsy, I ain't no white dude, I ain't no white boy. He was talking about the Southern I think I told you about that story back in 2000. Don't call me, I ain't no white boy, I'm a gypsy. My family there, and yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he said, how you know about that? Because I read about that. Okay? So yeah, people that was there. So people understand that Hitler was an evil person. Hitler did not like anybody, did not believe his politics. If you were other Protestants who were white, who did not go along with Hitler's ideology, were killed too. I mean, that man was a notorious demon. So, and the funny part, like a lot of folks don't understand, I tell a lot of people, they said Hitler was Jew. Hitler was not Jew by faith, but by ancestry. Because, remember, a lot of Jews just like, for example, in Jesus, he was a Jew. He founded the Catholic Church in Matthew 16, and Peter went to Rome and bought the church there. That's why I say the church is here in Babylon in the 1 Peter chapter 5:13. That's where exactly where the Vatican City comes from. Okay, 1 Peter 5:13. He admits that, or the ecclesia is the Greek word for church. It's like iglesia in Spanish, similar. Okay, because I speak Spanish. So that's in Greek. So that's why when I saw that, I said, yeah, I'm not leaving nowhere. I don't care what these Protestants say here, trying to convert me with their personal interpretation. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the point is a whole other subject. So the idea when the Jews didn't want to convert to Christianity, that's why they went to Rome to convert them, because they were Gentiles. Okay? Those who did not know who Jesus was, and that's exactly what Peter went to Rome for. Okay, Paul went there too. Okay, that's why Europe, they went instead of going to, they went to other places, like St. Thomas went to India. You know what I'm saying? The church that he founded is just a Catholic church. St. Thomas, who knew Jesus, went to India. Historical records proving that. They went to other places. That's why he told his apostles to go teach all nations. That's why we're called Catholic. Okay, so point is, when he went to Rome, remember, there were Jews there, like Peter and other people, who converted, there also were Jews in those areas who converted to Christianity as well. So they had Semitic blood. A lot of white people who say they hate Jews, need to check their ancestry, including my own ancestry. We have a Jew in the family who converted to Christianity. So that's how Hitler had his Jewish ancestry. Also, Hitler had African DNA. That's possible because besides the slave trade, you did have Africans that went from Africa to Europe. Besides the Moors, you had Victoria is a Queen Elizabeth I or Queen Victoria. She had a Ethiopian great grandmother who was a slave in England. Yes, so it was I never forget. It was an ex-colleague that me and I used to debate. He was mixed. His father was Mexican. His mother was white. Was mixed with African DNA. And how she was mixed with African because her African ancestry. We used to debate. He lives in Houston, and I remember I was on social media trying to meet a lot of mixed people in Houston. Okay, and we used to debate about religion, me and him, and I hope we're gonna hang out one day. Because he know my mixed background and I know his. I like to hang around people who know they mix hair. You know what I'm saying? So his white mother who died a sister, her ancestry was African because the African immigrants long time ago came out of Africa and went to Europe and mixed there. That's why, for example, I just mentioned earlier they had Afro mixed German people that Hitler killed in Nazi Germany. Yeah. So, and I never got a white man who was very conservative, who was on our Catholic Bible study that I used to go to back in 2001, told me, said, many of us white folks are mixed ourselves. We mix with black and Asian because of that. You know what I'm saying? He told me that himself. So he said, well, it's sad that white folks, he was a white conservative, are racist when we have mixtures ourselves. That's why they do the DNA tests, and sometimes they find traces of Asian and Africa. I'm like, and everybody was, well, everybody comes from Africa. That's true. But they also find DNA tests not only from way back, from a long time ago, but they also find recent, tests. Sometimes DNA tests don't always have the true accurate because it has a small portion of your roots. Okay? So that's how. So that's letting you know that you have to talk about Lil Kim and bring all this other stuff. That when I mentioned Jewish ancestry, a lot of white people have Jewish ancestry because of a lot of Jews mingle and married and intermarried, and some of them pretend to be Gentile. You know what I'm saying? So that's my point. But not to go in detail about the Lil Kim, but like I said, I'm in the cousin, and later on talk about the Bible as well. But point is, y'all cannot relate to a person of color who has to be asked, hey, you got weed on them, you got crack on them, when you don't even do drugs. You're trying to obey the law, you doing everything to stay out of jail, and then you have a bipolar like myself trying not to get angry sometimes to the point of getting intimidated. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand that's the whole reason why I'm making this video. But I hope the stuff that I said was educational to y'all, and let you know that I read a lot of stuff and search a lot of stuff that people, I think, outside the box a lot. Also that that's the whole reason why that I have a different persona and different outlook in life, because I think and read outside the box all the time. I don't like to be the average person, because the average person, it's boring to be an average person, but to be different and unique like myself is interesting. And like for example, what happened at the blood plasma place, I got criticized for being unique. That's all, because I wasn't the stereotype. So, what the expectation of people? They use what the mistake I did as a scapegoat to knock me down. So, it is what it is. I'm changing clinics because of that situation. But, that's all I have to say. And but y'all cannot criticize Lil Kim when you play a role of that. You play a role of the white supremacy when you don't even employ people who are mixed or who are people of color. You don't employ, you don't diversify your team. You want to tell somebody to be proud, but you still have an all-white setting in your businesses and also your advertisement. That just, to me, I look at that like, whatever. Why you don't diversify? Why you don't have people on your, for example, I'm not trying to, I love the Young Turks, but the only person I see of color or someone of ethnic is the Turkish guy. I think his name is it Sink? I can't say his name. He looks Hispanic, but he's Turkish. And the light-skinned dude with the dreadlocks. Why you don't have Latinos on there or people of color on your show? That's one thing I'm gonna start questioning. I don't talk about Lil Kim. Also, that's what they said was correct about that. White Hollywood's supposed to be liberal, vote for Democrat, vote for Obama, blah blah this and that. But you're not getting roast. You want to get someone like Ken Lamar who wants to say the word nigga and tell the whole crowd to use a racist slur, which is if a white Jew had came up there, it was rapping and said the word kike and told everybody use the word kike in the who are Gentile or Jew, whatever, atheist, Protestant, Catholic, whatever, don't believe anything, weekend, pagan, you know what I'm saying, Buddhist, whatever, whatever your faith is, okay, Baptist, Pentecostal, whatever, to say this word, y'all would get offended, right? Let's say that I get offended because I was like, here in Houston we have a man, a dark-skinned man, of African American, I don't know what his mixed DNA is, Sylvester Turner, and this brother having this, talking about Ken Lamar, had a racial diverse crowd where everybody was supposed to get along using a term that hurt us. That's why I made the video. But y'all want to get mad by Lil Kim bleaching. But you want to blame the victim. Dude, y'all, honor to your mistake. And I see understand that you have played the role of white supremacy. You even practice it to this day. You go to white businesses that's supposed to be liberal. It's mostly white people there. There's no people of color representing that. It's a few. Sometimes they don't want to be cleaning and junk. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the reason why. And I mean, if people say, well, you criticizing? Yeah, I'm criticizing. Well, not every white person that's a liberal has that type of mindset. You have those who would diversify their business, but those who pretend to be liberals, by folks like a show, no offense, Phil, I'm going to put your bus talking about the liberal plantation. No, I ain't no liberal plantation when I want to do what I want to do, and I don't like nobody telling me anything. So if I want a liberal plantation, I'll be trying to do everything what people want me to do. Okay? No, I do what the fuck I'm sorry, cuz I do what the heck I want to do. Okay? But you know what I'm saying? That's the difference between you and I. I mean, you know what I'm saying? As a liberal, the term liberal is to liberate. Okay? It's, you know what I'm saying? So that's the liberal plantation on there. But the ones who play the role as the supremacists and liberal racists in disguise, should I say, that's when they, for example, the people who funding Ken Lamar's concerts and stuff who are white, whether it be Jew or Gentile, or that's liberal plantation where you got this coon going and calling himself niggas and tell the whole world. And even you go to his concert, the word nigga is on the doggone. Yeah, I'm like, dang, this a minstrel show or something? When I saw his concerts, you see the word nigga on the doggone thing. I'm like, dang, can you please stop using that word? It's a racial diverse crowd. Ain't nothing but pure black folks there. We ain't pure black, but people who identify as black is there. You got nothing but white and other races, Hispanic, and everything there. And the word nigga is on the stage. But it's so stupid if I put the word mixed race on my, let's say I'm performing and I say I'm the mixed race camel skin brother. Oh, you should mention that. Why you gotta bring up race? You should say you're human and yeah. But you got a brother who come in who black identified and who said the word nigga on the thing. I'm like, hey, this is a minstrel show back in the 60s or something. Dang, or the 50s or something. I mean, come on, I'm Amos and this type of stuff. So that's the reason why I made those videos, and that's why I talk to stuff. I mean, the only stereotype that I would identify with is Silas Lynch. And then why. I hate the Birth of the Nation. I didn't see all the movie. But the character, he was a leader. He was not the son. So he controlled his business. You know what I'm saying? And he was later on married to a white woman, all that. He ran his business. He was the role that white men did not want to see. He was a mulatto, and he ran the role like he was no sub and slave and yes sir, master thing. And that's why they feared him. That's why they tried to get the Ku Klux Klan on him. And when a brother acts that way, whether it be Prince, Michael Jackson, whether it be O.J. Simpson, who did not kill Nicole, because he was on that plane to Chicago before she was killed. Records proving that. Anybody trying to live in the white world was a lie with their wench. Had said the white woman, the white race, their wench. She, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to not to use the word bitch. Stop. You know what I'm saying? Because I have mentioned religion. You know what I'm saying? When I try not to, put the two together, at least I'm trying to be blasphemous on there, okay? She had a nerve to say on that Fox News thing that he want to live in the white world. Well, no, anybody here racial will not allow him to do that. That's stupid. But the point is, with his justice, if he was on a plane to Chicago before she was killed, they nowhere in the world he would have killed her. You can't be in two places at the same doggone time. you on an airplane going to a different place and the next you kill. No, she record show she talked to her mama while he was on the plane to Chicago. You don't like it? That's not my problem. But they let you know how racist. That's why the white Jewish guy that runs TMZ. That's why I say he's a racist. You using your coons and your pochos, your black and Latino people to run your show to say you ain't a racist. But dude, I know the propaganda behind what you're doing when you said about the OJ case. Tell me you saw OJ Simpson. Shut up. You ain't see, man. You making up stories. That's what I'm saying. So when you play the size lynch of the nation, you take the role, ownership, your stuff. Folks will attack you for it. Folks don't like to see that. They want to see you be the Kendrick Lamar, calling yourself a nigga and buck dancing cooning, because that's what they want to see. They want to see like this dark skinned brother in Arizona said that Trump was sent by God. I'm laughing. He had smoked some crack laced with weed and everything, ecstasy and everything else, and mushrooms and everything else to say this stuff. This dark-skinned, bald-head brother, which I should be tagging him and leave Lil Kim alone, had to say that Trump was sent by God to stop oppression. Now, you could pay me $10 million to say that. I'm like, I was on Facebook, I had to laugh. I'm like, bruh, stop smoking crack, okay? The dude, this bald head, dog skin, older brother said that Trump was sent by God. Anyway, okay, can y'all leave Lil Kim alone and worry about that dude? That's the coon. I don't give a care about what she can put her skin bleach, blue, green, purple. Like I said in my video, it's not going to stop me from eating, paying rent, working, doing this YouTube video, stop me from breathing. But that dude getting that van, saying that stuff and trying to help that dude become president, which I'm trying to get ready to go to Mexico. If he do go to president, that's what I'm worried about. Okay? So that's the point. You know what I'm saying? So I hope I get all the stuff I said. I know I went over the edges on different topics, but it all relates to what I was trying to say in this video. This is an unscripted video. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I practice what I'm going to say. Sometimes talk to myself so I know what I say on this video. But that's exactly what I was trying to say. And I hope that y'all get everything that I said on this video, that y'all can relate to it. Because that's the reason why I said that y'all should need to shut the so up when you talk about the Lil Kim situation, when you actually play the role. Okay? You had a white conservative bald head talking about he loved himself. But if I do catch that bald white man that said he loved himself, I did thumb down your video, by the way, and you making fun of Lil Kim and talking about Caitlyn Jenner and talking about Target, you know what I'm saying? Although I disagree, I feel that they should have a transgender bathroom, but at the same time I was hurt. It is a questionable reason, questionable issue, because not to, like last night, a lesbian woman who looked like a man was going to the restroom with her female friends who dressed like, you know, traditional women, okay? The cops thought that she was a man. She talked and everything, looked like a white man with longer hair, you know, shoulder-length hair. She's telling him that she's a female. I mean, I wish she was exposed her breasts to show that, okay? And she didn't have her ID with her. They treat this lesbian stud woman like crap. It hurt my heart. Because they could have said, what's your social security number or something? We can, you know what I'm saying? The white female friends of this white woman who was a lesbian stud was trying to tell her, tell the female part and the male, a bald head old white man that was racist, I mean, homophobic, whatever, transphobic, whatever, gonna sit there and say, and I'm like, I don't care what this lifestyle this woman is living, you could have been gentle with this woman. And it was a white woman by the us. This wasn't no sister or no Latino or anything. This was a white woman. And she was telling all she was going to do was going to use the restroom. She looked like a dude. Now it's so funny. Hold up. She didn't go to the men's restroom. She was going to the female restroom. But she looked like the stereotypical dude. Y'all thought she was a doggone man. So y'all can't get mad at Target. Although I understand that you're going to have some predators who's going to try to dress up as women purposely, who don't do it 24/7 like Caitlyn Jenner, to try to rape a woman or whatever, okay? But at the same time, I don't know what are we going to do. Can we have restrooms that service transgender people? I think that'd be nice. So it can evolve, because like you have family restrooms, Because some people don't want to bring it. If I have a daughter, I don't want to bring my daughter to use a restroom with a bunch of men there. Okay, I've seen this many times, and I understand. So, cause when I was a little boy, my grandma used to take, and my mother used to take me to the women's restroom, and it was confusing as a child. I would try to go to the women's restroom. My dad, go to the women's restroom. I said, my grandma, but I didn't understand that. Yeah, for real, for real. So, and I never forget. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why because they had to watch me. That's why they go. When I was a little boy, it was confusing, and I never forget I had used a female girl restroom, thinking that I was not trying to be a girl, but I was so used to going where it said women, girl, whatever, because my grandma, my aunt, my mother, or whoever was female that was taking me to the mall to whatever, they had to use a restroom, or I had to use a restroom. They had to watch me. They couldn't go by myself because speaking of same generation, they want some dude trying to rape me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So it goes either way. There's predators. You got women who would try to have sex with little male children. If they doing it in school, I mean, come on now, I'm gonna need old 5 crotch dots who sleeping with teenage boys. They can't get no man. What the heck? And these are, I'm sorry, I don't understand. These are fine women. I'm like, dang, you can't get no man. I'm grown. These fine women teachers that you can't get no man. You can come talk to me. I'm single. I like women. You know what I'm saying? These are fine, sexy women, but they having sex with teenage boys. That desperate, really? But anyway, that's a whole other subject, but that goes on too. So they can try to, you know what I'm saying? I heard many stories that there were women who raped male children. You know what I'm saying? They don't talk about that, but it's besides the teenage, they do it. You know what I'm saying? So, you never know, you know what I'm saying? So, y'all, in that argument, even though I understand some women don't want a man who come in there looking like a dog on women on purpose, just trying to get, it's like, for example, the boat trip. Remember the boat trip, even though the Rosen sanctions was not violated? Remember when Cuban Good Jr. pretended to be gay on the gay boat because he was trying to get that woman? And I'm telling you, now, I ain't gonna have sex with no dude. But if I was in that movie, I'd pretend to be gay to go with, what's her name, Rosen Sanchez, or she's a fine Puerto Rican woman. I'd pretend, and that woman had another sleep with her so-called gay friend. And I'm sorry, don't forgive her. Because Rosen Sanchez, she fine. Ooh, I love it. Oh, I love it. I'm sorry, I do have some things from Latinas, okay? Cause I went to Latino school, okay? So I'm sorry. If I, just like, Paul Wall married to a sister, okay? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying?